Sarah Mitchell, a woman in her early 40s with gentle eyes and weathered hands, had learned to find beauty in simple things. Her 10-year-old son, Daniel, walked beside her through the pine forest that autumn afternoon, collecting pine cones for a school project. The woods behind their small rental house had become their sanctuary, a place where money troubles felt distant and the world seemed kinder. Daniel ran ahead, his blue hoodie bright against the evergreens. Sarah smiled, watching him explore with the wonder she'd worked so hard to preserve in him despite their struggles. Being a single mother hadn't been her plan, but she'd discovered strength she never knew existed. Mom, come here! Daniel's voice carried urgency that made Sarah's heart quicken. She hurried forward and stopped abruptly. A man lay partially buried in disturbed earth near an uprooted tree, his face bruised and bleeding, his expensive suit torn and muddy. His eyes opened slightly as Sarah knelt beside him. "Please," he whispered, voice barely audible. "Help me." Sarah's hands trembled as she checked his pulse, steady but weak. "Daniel, run home and call 911. Tell them exactly where we are. Go!" As Daniel sprinted away, Sarah began carefully clearing dirt from around the man. He appeared to be in his late 30s, dark-haired, with a wedding band catching the fading light. Someone's husband. Someone's father, perhaps. "Stay with me," she said softly, the way she'd soothed Daniel through childhood fevers. "You're going to be fine. Help is coming." The man's eyes focused on her face. "Marcus," he breathed. "My name." "Marcus Webb." "I'm Sarah. Don't try to talk. Save your strength." But Marcus gripped her hand with surprising force. "Need to tell you something." He winced in pain. "Before they come." Sarah leaned closer, supporting his head gently. Marcus's voice was hoarse but determined. "I came here to end it all. My company failed. Lost everything. Wife left. I thought—" He coughed weakly. "I thought my daughter would be better off without me." Sarah's throat tightened. She understood that kind of darkness, had faced it herself during the hardest nights after her divorce. "But when that earth gave way," Marcus continued, tears mixing with the dirt on his face, "when I was trapped and couldn't breathe, all I could think about was her face. My little Emma. How wrong I was." "You're going to see her again," Sarah said firmly, her own eyes wet. "That's why this happened. You got a second chance, Marcus." Sirens wailed in the distance. Marcus's grip on her hand tightened. "You saved my life," he whispered. "But more than that, you were here. A stranger who cared. I'd forgotten people like you existed." The paramedics arrived, and the next hour passed in organized chaos. Sarah gave her statement to the police, learning that Marcus had been reported missing by his business partner 2 days earlier. The ground collapse near the old mine shaft had been an accident after all, fate intervening in its mysterious way. 3 weeks later, Sarah answered a knock at her door to find Marcus Webb standing there, healed and clean-shaven, wearing a simple sweater and jeans. Beside him stood a girl about Daniel's age with her father's dark eyes. "Sarah, this is Emma," Marcus said quietly. "We wanted to thank you properly." Emma stepped forward shyly, holding out a drawing. It showed stick figures holding hands beneath a colorful rainbow. "Daddy says you're an angel," she said. Sarah's heart melted as she invited them inside. Over tea and cookies, the story unfolded. Marcus had spent the weeks rebuilding, not his business empire, but his life. He'd started therapy, reconnected with Emma, and discovered that his worth wasn't measured in dollars. "I've established a foundation," Marcus explained, watching Daniel and Emma compare pinecone collections at the kitchen table, "for suicide prevention and mental health support. But I wanted to ask you something first." He pulled out an envelope. "This isn't charity. It's partnership. I need someone who understands real struggle to help run it, someone with genuine compassion. The salary would be comfortable." "And there's something else." Marcus's voice grew softer. "That house 3 doors down that just went on the market? I bought it. Emma and I are moving here, starting over in a place that feels like hope. And I was hoping, maybe Daniel and Emma could be friends. Maybe we could all be friends." Sarah looked at this man who'd been broken and buried, now standing before her whole. She thought about the mysterious ways life connects people, how sometimes our darkest moments lead to unexpected light. "Marcus," she said gently, "I think that would be wonderful." The following spring, Sarah stood in her new backyard, a real yard, with flowers she'd planted herself, watching Daniel and Emma play. Marcus appeared beside her, holding 2 cups of coffee. "You know what I think about sometimes?" he said, gazing at the distant tree line where they'd met. "What you said to me that day? That I got a second chance. But Sarah, so did I give you one too." Sarah smiled, understanding his meaning. They'd both been buried in different ways, him literally, her beneath the weight of just surviving. 2 strangers in a forest had become a family of friends, teaching each other that kindness isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up, being present, caring when you don't have to. "We saved each other," Sarah said simply. And that, she thought, watching the children's laughter float on the spring breeze, was the truest kind of miracle, the kind built from ordinary human connection, one gentle moment at a time.